Thanks very much for being with me. You're either with me here live or you're with me and it's here and now for you. I'm Peter Moses of the Mindful Experience. We work and play with children, with their teachers, and with their parents and families, and with everyone else who really fully appreciates the richness of life in the present moment. And I'm with you here now, inspired to speak about stillness, because mindfulness is not just about being aware of things in our external environment and our thoughts and feelings inside, but also becoming more and more aware of the timeless space that we are, that allows us to see the things that come and go, but we don't come and go. And that space is very, very still and silent. It's not empty. It is silent. And in that stillness, we feel nurtured. We feel healed in mind and body. We are very creative. I know as a musician and a songwriter how creative that still space is. And we are also more intelligent. We are also frozen at the moment. Wow. So that was very interesting. I was frozen in time. I don't know how this is going to come out, but I'm going to continue to be with you here. So again, stillness, to be aware of it inside us, is very healing and nurturing. It's extremely creative space, and it is also highly intelligent, beyond what the thinking mind of a little person can appreciate. So how to connect with this stillness? I'm so happy you asked. It is something that's personal. You find what works for you. But I'm going to share 3 ways that work for me. And then since we're called the Mindful Experience, we want you to experiment and appreciate your own experience. And then maybe let me know about it. I would love to know. The first way I connect is when I'm just wanting to pay attention to silence, the external silence. I have 6 kids, and I'm frozen again. Oh, well. This is going to be interesting how this comes out. It may be a little longer in time because I keep freezing and coming back to you. I have 6 children. 2 of them are still with me. And so there's not necessarily a lot of silence in my world. But I have found that in between the sounds and the noise and the activity, there's always spaces of silence. And when you pay attention to silence, your mind stills and becomes quiet and sometimes completely stops thinking, which is a beautiful feeling. So just to pay attention to silence and try it, no matter how silly it may feel at first. And you'll find that it is a wonderful feeling. You can become really comfortable with it. The second way is when I pause and stop what I'm about to do or say. I just feel as though it's better to take a moment. And I follow one breath all the way in and right through the exhale. I follow it with my attention. So pausing when you feel as though it might be good just to take a break here for just a moment and follow with your attention one breath all the way in and all the way out. You will connect with more stillness. And the third way is really to become comfortable with just being yourself. You can just sit down, whether it's a formal sitting meditation or you just sit and become more and more comfortable with just being. There have been times when I've not really known what I was feeling or what I wanted to do I was confused about a situation. And I find that just being still, sitting in that stillness, the answers are always available. They come up. Sometimes I'm in the shower, you may have experienced this, and there's just the rushing water, and you're very present, and there's very little thinking going on. And then in that inner stillness, answers come, creative solutions to what seem to be problems, and different ways of seeing something, a new perspective, can all come from stillness. I wasn't sure about how I would feel with Facebook Live, and I had to sit quietly in that stillness to find that I was really excited about it, and I am having a good time being with you all. And so I spoke to my mindful experience partner Tammy, who helped me to learn about this and how I could be with you on Monday evenings. So kids can learn this too. They can learn it by your sharing any way you want to share, but the best way to share is by experiencing it yourself and letting them see that you enjoy occasionally just stopping, pausing, taking a breath, sitting, and just being. I discussed this with my son as he's grown, the one who's almost 11, still here with me. And a few years back, when he was just 8 years old, he was in a basketball tournament, and he had invited a couple of friends, and they had not practiced together, but they were just going to have a good time. And it wasn't such a good time. They lost several games quite badly, and he was not enjoying himself, and he was also feeling badly for his friends who he had invited. And he turned to me after one of the games, and he walked over and he said, "Dad, I have to leave. I'm going to just go in the hallway for a minute." I said, "Okay, you have time." And I watched through the glass as he sat down up against the wall and closed his eyes, and he just sat. And he took time out, the true meaning of time out, which was to be still. And when he came back, he said, "Hey guys, come over here." He said, "This is a game. We're going to have fun. Nobody is as tight as we are. We're good buddies. We're just going to laugh. We're going to enjoy ourselves. And we're just going to play." And they didn't win that day, but they had a great time after that. And they had some pizza, and then I took them home. But he experienced it for himself to take that. He took 5. There's actually a technique we work with the kids that goes 1, 2, and adults appreciate this too, 3, 4. Another way to take 5. You're grounded in your body, you're still, and you're present. All 3 of the ways I described, of course, bring you into presence. And there's nothing like it. So I hope to hear from you. Feel free to comment. Feel free to connect with us at the Mindful Experience. And I will look forward to being with you next Monday evening, or whenever it is that we get together. It will be now. Be well. And I hope that this came out